and welcome back to my channel. So today I have another Sims 4 speed build for you, and today I decided to do another reno because I had a really good time doing the other one recently. And this house is actually in Willow Creek, and it is the Rindle Rose lot. So I tried again to make it a little more realistic. Like I tried not to like extend the house a bunch and stuff like that, and trying to keep like the plumbing where it's supposed to go. But I mean, I still end up changing the roof up, so I don't know how realistic that is, but I absolutely am in love with the way this house turned out. Like I ended up going with this like really modern monochrome like black and white aesthetic, and I think it looks fantastic if I do say so myself. And also I've noticed I have gained so many subs recently, so first of all, thank you so much for subbing, and also welcome if you are new. I feel like it's been a little while since I've introduced myself. So my name is Rachel, and I just really enjoy doing the Sims, of whether it's gameplay or building. Honestly, I really love building. I do it a lot. Clearly, that's a lot of what is on my channel. And I also have a Twitch channel if you want to check that out. It is down in the description. And basically, I just get on, and a lot of times I end up building. I also hope to maybe do some really casual gameplay and also just put in some more simulation gaming. Like I've done Animal Crossing, and I've got some other games that I hope to introduce soon. So be sure to check that out and follow over there if you would like to know when I go live. So again, I'm going with a black and white aesthetic. I actually was on Twitch when I did this, and someone suggested doing white cabinets and then the black center island. And I was like, that is a fantastic idea. Like, I mean, it looks so good. I was so excited. And I use those gorgeous counters from Island Living, the ones with like the waterfall edges. I mean, how cool does that look? Like, I love that look. I think it looks so beautiful. And you can see here that I'm pulling out a bunch of different appliances and trying to figure out which ones I actually want to use and how I want to line everything up. I had thought about actually putting the stove inside of the island, but the island just wasn't wanting to cooperate, so I actually leave it the way it was. And honestly, I feel like it works out better that way. So that way the kitchen's just a little bit smaller of a footprint. So, and you can tell from the original build, I actually bumped back the kitchen like one square, and I think that really helped with some space. And I was wondering how I was going to fit everything in, but it actually turned out, I think, really well and really cozy, even though it is like this monochrome black and white. And actually, so if you've been on the channel, or if you're new to the channel, FYI, I love taking screenshots with Sims in my builds. Like I feel like it just gives the build a whole new life, and just like it kind of tells a story. Now, of course, if you download this off the gallery, it is already up on the gallery, by the way, under my ID, Spice and Sprinkles, all lowercase and all one word, and down in the description if you want to see it written out. But you can, of course, download it and play it however you want to, use however you want to, gut it, change it, I don't care. That doesn't hurt my feelings at all. But I just love coming up with a story for like who lives here. And I actually decided I used an elder couple for this, and I realized when I was picking a family for this house, I have never taken screenshots with elders. Like, I think I've had one with like maybe a grandmother or something like that in a multi-generational home, but I've never just had an elder couple. And so I've got this elder couple that is living in like this gorgeous home, like they are living like their best life here. And I ended up putting like this gorgeous like get together space outside, and honestly, it is one of my favorite parts of the build. You'll see that towards the end. But like I ended up having them like get some friends and then come over and have a party outside, and they are just so in love and just loving life together. And honestly, it is so sweet. I love the screenshots I got of them, and like I think it just turned out so great. And I feel like I say that all the time, but like I don't know, it was just really like romantic feeling, if that makes sense, with the two of them. So I was really happy to actually swap up like who I was using for my screenshots. And I do usually pull my Sims off of the gallery, and I might tweak them a little bit, but usually I just try to find a family on the gallery that fits kind of what I had in mind. And originally I had wanted to do like a 2-bedroom house here, but I ended up actually just using that second bedroom as an office. I thought, yeah, maybe the couple like had kids, they moved out, now that's their office, or maybe this is just their like empty nest home, or maybe they just didn't have kids to begin with, because that is also perfectly fine if you decide not to have kids. But I just you know, I feel like they're just, you know, doing with their careers. Maybe they're retired, maybe they're consulting, but they're just like having a great time together. And over here, I actually end up putting in a lovely fireplace. And I did also try to keep the windows kind of where they were originally. Like maybe they just like made the hole a little bit bigger and put in a different kind of window. Like I said, I tried to make it realistic, but I mean, it's The Sims, and this would still cost a ton of money. And if you, like at the beginning, like this is a very pink house, like with green accents, like it looks very different now. And there's not like a whole lot of landscaping. I really used most of the lot, like all that space to the left of this main portion here. I actually end up putting in, like extending out that porch space and fencing it off, and that's actually where we have this gorgeous like outdoor hangout space, like complete with a hot tub and everything. Like it was so fantastic. Like honestly, I'm a little bit jealous of this home, but I wanted to keep it kind of simple, not super cluttered. Like, you know, maybe they like Marie Kondo, like, you know, went through all of their stuff and only kept what made them happy at this point. And I also like play tested this to make sure everything works properly. So what's on the gallery should work in your game. And also don't forget to use bb.move objects when you place it, otherwise it might get upset and delete objects. But of course, if they are deleted, you can replace them, and if you download this and you don't have all the packs, it'll just delete a few of the items out and then you can replace those back in. And I do have some other builds on my channel that are a little more pack restrictive. I don't have a lot, but I feel like that's one of my goals maybe, is to make some more pack restricted builds, because not everyone has all of the packs. Like I almost have all of them except for a couple fashion kits, because that, like, cast is not really my thing, since building is more my thing. But I feel like I need to actually work on that and maybe get some more builds that are like not as many packs, because I feel like I use all of them. Like I'll use one item from this one pack, and then all of a sudden, before you know it, I've used like all of them. And you know, that's not always necessary. And you can see here, I'm like going through debug. I really wanted to find the remote. I wanted to put a remote on this coffee table so bad. Like I feel like it makes it look really realistic and lived in, but I never found it. So I did put a coffee cup out, and honestly, it got smelly and bad. Like if you pull that kind of stuff out of debug, it just like, it ends up like it's a dirty dish, and so then it gets like smelly and they have to clean it up. And actually, I have like a theory. So I know that there was a kind of a leak or something that people are thinking is happening with like 2 new kits. If you haven't heard about that, I think like some people found it in the recent update. There was one icon that had a strawberry and one icon that had like a coffee cup and a piece of mail on it. And at this point, this will be after the Sim Summit, so I have a feeling we would have already known, but I'm recording this on Monday and this is going up on Wednesday, so a day after the summit. But I am really hoping that the pack with the cup and mail on it, I want it to be a clutter pack. Like to me, like, you know, pulling out the coffee cup and like pieces of mail and like stuff like that, like I would love for there to be like a realistic clutter pack, you know? Like I would personally pay for that. Of course, I am a builder and I like that realism in my builds, like just having little pieces of clutter around. Like, I mean, I just feel like it would be awesome. But of course, by now, hopefully, maybe they talk about it at the summit and I should know whether or not that's true, but fingers crossed, that's what I'm hoping we're getting. I have no clue. I have no hypotheses about what the strawberry like icon kit would be. No clue. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's more cooking stuff or like canning and preserving, or I honestly, I have no idea like what that might be, since we have like a lot of farming and everything in the game, depending on what packs you have. But I guess we'll see. Like I said, I hope they talk about it. And I know there's like so many rumors going around about like, you know, Sims 5 and things like that. So I guess we'll find out, you know, what they actually announce. If I had to like theorize, my guess would be that maybe they're going to talk about The Sims 5, but that it's not going to come out for like a while, but they're just going to be like, hey, it's in production. If they said something like, it's coming out soon, I would be shocked, completely shocked. And I don't think they're really done with The Sims 4 yet, to be honest. I think they have more stuff on the horizon, which, you know, I'm looking forward to. Just more build items, just more stuff, more stuff to build with. But, and also, in case I forget, be sure to comment down below if there's something you want to see on the channel, or a build or an idea you have, something like that. I would love to see those, and I feel like you all have such great ideas. I see some comments of like, oh, you could have added this or done this or thought about it this way, and I'm like, you're totally right. That's a fantastic idea. Like, if you saw the paranormal investigator home, like somebody commented and was like, oh, you know, it would have been cool to put like the wishing well in like outside, and I'm like, that's a great idea. That's totally fantastic. So if you are a person too that maybe likes to give suggestions or likes to collaborate or just watch building, again, check me out on Twitch. I would love for you to come by and chat with me, but I just really like to have like a nice relaxed environment and just like build or chat, you know, that kind of thing. And of course, not shockingly, I used the gorgeous curtains that we got with that Desert Luxe kit because I just love them so much, and they're so versatile, and like the colors are great, and they really work well with like tall big windows, and I think they look so great in that corner. And honestly, this turns out to be a giant bedroom. So there is space, so the bed, your Sims can get to both sides. I did play test it, so you shouldn't have any kind of issues. And then you can see I was having a bit of a crisis of what kind of rug I wanted to use. And again, just doing this like black, white, and gray build definitely made things interesting in terms of like the items I used and how to make it look still interesting with only using those colors. But I think it really came out well. So they end up actually having this gorgeous seating area over in the corner, which is actually why I put those 2 windows in the corner, because I felt like it really made a really nice picturesque like place for them to hang out and sit. And then I actually created kind of a custom like cabinetry over here, combining a couple of those dressers. I believe that was from Tiny Living, and making it just like this nice piece. And I combined a lot of objects a lot because I just feel like it adds a lot to your build, and it's like you have custom pieces without having to use custom content. Like, I have not gotten into custom content, but honestly I feel like I'm a little worried too, just because I feel like I'll end up with a ton of it and then I won't know what to do with it all, and it would just be like, it would just be a lot. Like, I just feel like I would fall in love with all of those pieces. Like, I see some packs that come out like that are just gorgeous. I mean, like, I know like Deligracy just came out with one. She was doing some collaboration with some CC creators, and I mean, like, gorgeous items. There's like a spiral staircase, like all kinds of stuff. Like, I mean, who would want a spiral staircase? Like, I really do miss that from The Sims 3, to be honest. I mean, in The Sims 3, we also had elevators, which was really cool. I feel like we don't have very many ways to get from one floor to another in this game. There's not a lot of options. I'm just happy they also added in ladders. I think that does make building a little more versatile in that case. And then just adding a little bit of art. And I honestly don't have a lot of art in this build, which while I was building, I was like, this is a record. I usually use a ton of art. I'm always like, okay, like getting back out some more art, getting out another plant, but I honestly didn't use a ton. Like, I ended up sizing up that plant, if you can call it a plant, considering it is effectively a tree branch, but I think it looked really good sized up in the corner there. And this is actually going to end up being our office here, and I put in actually a really large bookcase that I really don't end up using very often because I just usually don't have room for it, but I think it looks so cool in here. And like with the white and black, it looks really cute to me. And just ending up putting in a rug and then a desk, and I end up putting in a little bit of like custom cabinetry around the desk for like storage, because I felt like this would be where they have a lot of storage if they're still working. I really didn't give a whole lot of thought to maybe what they did for a living, but I ended up using I think it's the Dream Home Decorator like wall bulletin board thing, like the project board. If you know what I'm talking about, you'll see it here in a second. So maybe that is something that one of them does for a living, but I just felt like it looks so nice in here. And maybe since their house is like so modern and everything, that is one of their careers, or both of their careers, is doing maybe interior design, and I just really liked that idea. And then just putting in a little bit of clutter, like different files and boxes and things like that they might be working on for clients. And then who knows, maybe one of them's a writer. I mean, I use the streaming like computer, so who knows, maybe one of them streams. Like, I mean, I think that would be pretty awesome, actually. So, you know, later life career, something like that, or maybe that's their career that they've always had. And then just adding in a little bit of clutter here. And I thought it was funny the things it did and didn't like clip into the bookcase. Like, ironically, the books didn't clip to the bookcase. I was like, why is this happening? This is actually really silly. And then I took out the roof because honestly, that I think was one of my least favorite parts of this, is I just didn't feel like the roof made a whole lot of sense. And so I did take that out, and then I actually put the house like on stilts. I thought that looked like really cool. Although, you know, I do that a lot, but realistically, I mean, I don't know. I guess it would kill the grass underneath it, like, and then you wouldn't have to take care of it. But I'm thinking, like, wouldn't it get overgrown? But like, maybe not if it gets no sun. Anyways, I just like was literally just thinking about that like, I don't know how realistic that is. I mean, I know that I think a lot of this stuff came with maybe Island Living. So that makes a little bit more sense since if it might be on sand or in the water. But like I said, I do swap out the roof here because it was bugging me a little bit. And I took out the like overhang over that front porch area, but I do end up adding one back because it just felt like something was missing. And I also wanted to put a hanging plant outside, and it felt weird just hanging it from nothing. So I end up putting in like a pergola like above that space so that I could hang the plant off of it, and I think that turned out really nice. And then over here you can see me fencing off what will be like the entertaining space, and like it looks like so much fun. Like, I would love to have this kind of space. And I did take the fence off from that portion. Yes, realistically, in real life, that is not probably up to code, but luckily your Sims don't spontaneously fall off of like things, so I left it that way because I just kind of liked it better. And then I end up just putting like 2 benches out there and like a little coffee table. And then out here, it was so funny. I was building, and this rug, I don't even know what it was doing. It like was suspending itself, and then it was like looking really crazy. I think it's because I honestly was a floor up, and so it kind of got freaked out and just kind of was doing things. But I ended up actually putting a hot tub out here. I mean, like, listen, they could have a serious party. And then I did put a bar out here. I do end up putting it next to the grill because I did want to have a really nice seating area, and it kind of was in the way. Honestly, this space ends up looking like a club to me. Not that I've really gone to a lot of clubs in my life or anything like that, or any for that matter, but it looks so cool out here. Like, I end up putting like a fountain and these really cool lights that I don't think I have ever used in a build. And I think they came with like spa day or something like that. And I feel like it blended really nicely in here. And then I also got those like heaters that came with Dine Out and put those out there so they can party every season, like all of the time. Like, the weather is not a problem, I guess, unless it's like pouring rain or something. And then, you know, you might have an issue. And I pulled those like street lamps out. I don't know if I've ever seen those before, but I do end up taking them out because they did kind of look a little funny here. But I end up putting that fountain there in the front as well because I just felt like that gives a nice like focal point centerpiece to the front portion of the house. And then I do end up just adding a few bushes out front to give a little greenery and a little bit of landscaping so that it looks a little more like kept up. But I'm also thinking like the elder Sims who are living their best life, like maybe they don't want to be doing yard work, you know? Like, I mean, who does? But like, like, at least for me, I don't care for yard work, but I know some people do, and I'm probably not good at it either. I feel like everything I plant will die. So anyways, it's totally off topic, but I did put some bushes out front because I felt like it looked really nice. And then just adding a few pieces in here. And then I do end up actually putting in, it looks like one of those menus from Dine Out over by the bar, because I thought maybe it's like a drink menu, you know, like they serve drinks and these are the things like they can make, or just like specialty cocktails that they have available for their guests. And I just feel like it's a premium experience when you go visit these people. Like, this is just like the hangout, you know? So I actually created a club for them and had like Sims come over and everything, and it was just actually pretty funny taking a lot of the screenshots and video that you saw at the beginning of this video. that sounds silly. But the clip that I had at the beginning, and I've gotten really into doing that. Like if I feel like there's something that the Sims could be doing that would be interesting, I like to take a little video of it, because again, it just makes it feel so much more lived in and realistic to me, and it gives examples of gameplay. And again, of course, you can play with this home however you want to and do whatever you want to with it. I just hope that you can enjoy the build if you would like to download it. And I do upload all of my stuff onto the gallery. I do, if I have like some Sims made that I make personally, I do upload those as well, but I don't upload them if it's something that I got from someone else, because obviously I did not originally make those Sims. But anyways, so I have again talked about having maybe some sort of hashtag in the gallery for people to upload their own families for me to build with, because I just love that idea. So again, if that's something you might be interested in, you know, let me know and I can try to look into that. But just trying to figure out what I want to do out here. And like I said, I just end up using some bushes to finish out this space. And then we are actually getting to the end of this build. So I hope you enjoy the screenshots. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And as always, leave comments down below of stuff you want to see on the channel or any ideas you have, things like that. And I hope you have a really sweet day. Bye, everybody.
I lose my breath whenever I see you. You stole my heart, what is it that you do? My life was great till you added colors. Like the moon needs the sun, we don't care about the others. You set my world on fire. You're my heart's desire. I just wanna love you, just wanna hold you, just wanna be with you till we grow old.